Hello everyone. In today's video, I would like to share with you some ideas on how you can help your child overcome the fear of failure. And I will go straight into ideas. And the first idea, in order to help your child overcome the fear of failure, is to help him or her reframe the way they think about failures and mistakes. And for this, you, the parent, need to change your beliefs, your thinking, your attitude you have about failures and mistakes. You, the parent, need to be mindful of your own responses to failures and mistakes. Another great idea is to share with your child the mistakes you have done in the past, how those mistakes impacted you, and the most important, what did you learn from those failures, from those mistakes? How did you bounce back? How you didn't let those failures, those mistakes stop you from reaching your fullest potential, from doing the things that you wanted to do, that were necessary. Explain to your child that failures and mistakes are necessary ingredients for success. Also, explain to your child that if they never try anything, for the fear of not making mistakes or fail, they can't succeed. Also, tell to your child that his brain doesn't become smarter if he stays in his comfort zone. Another idea is to get into the habit of redefining failures as learning opportunities. Change the meaning of the word failure in your family's vocabulary. Describe those situations as learning opportunities instead. Over time, your child will stop viewing failure negatively and look for the lesson. When your child makes an unsuccessful attempt, ask, what did he learn? For example, if he lost the game, the football game, if he screw up on the spelling test, you can say something like, oh, I can see that losing the game or screw up the spelling test is upsetting you, or you feel frustrated or angry. But what did you learn? What have you learned to improve for next time? Another idea is to give your child opportunities to fail. Expose him or her to try new things. Children can naturally develop the ability to learn from failures when we constantly expose them to try new things. The newer things they try, they begin to learn and realize that taking risks is not so bad. Taking risks doesn't have to end in a disaster. If your child is still afraid of doing new things, do with him the exercise called the worst case scenario. So in this case, you need a pen, a paper, and ask the child to think and write. If he fails, if all goes wrong, what is the worst that could happen? Then ask the child to think of what he could do to minimize his fear. And in this exercise, it is very important to allow the child to brainstorm solutions on his own. As parents, sometimes we rush to fix every problem for our children, to fix all the problems they encounter. But they are much better off when they have the opportunity to try on their own first. So give your child the chance to consider options and think of solutions without your help. Give your child the chance to figure out for himself. And if he asks you for help, of course you need to help him, but first you can say something like, I will be happy to offer you some advice, but I want you to try to solve this on your own first. So what do you think it is the best way to make sure that what you are worrying won't happen? Another idea is to let the child attempt challenging activities to build his self-confidence. Again, it is in our nature to protect our children. However, our desire to protect them could be understood by children as helplessness. So if your child wants to try something that is not for his age, don't say, that's too hard for you, or you are too little. No, if you see your child trying to do something that's above his skills, above his development level, encourage, of course, as long as it is safe. Let the child to take on challenges. Just be there to offer support. It is very, very important to focus on effort and not on the ability. To emphasize the process, don't focus on the outcome. Another important thing that it will help your child fearless of failures is to set realistic expectation. Life is full of disappointments, but kids won't take them so hard when parents start out with realistic expectations. Setting high standards, having high expectations can promote perfectionism, or worse, cause your child to avoid new challenges. So be sure to communicate to your child that you expect him to do his best. This is a realistic way to encourage kids to strive without overly focus on extreme success. If your child moves through his fears and he fails, it is very important to validate his emotions. Oftentimes when kids fail, most of the times we parents move quickly into solving their problems without being sensitive to their feelings. So if your child moves through his fears and he fails, show empathy for your child by acknowledging the emotional experience he is going through. You might say something like, I can see that you are deeply hurt, that you didn't whatever the child wanted to do. I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Do you want to talk about it? After what you have validated his emotions, it might be helpful if you can suggest some ideas to your child, some activities that might help him to deal with disappointments when you are not next to him. And those activities could be to call a friend, to watch a funny movie, to write in his journal his emotions. Another good idea is to teach your child to treat himself or herself as he would treat a very good friend when he fails or when he makes a mistake. When kids have compassion for themselves, they are less likely to get caught up in mistakes. Self-compassion, the compassion builds resilience for future ups and downs, setbacks and challenges. These ideas, it will work. All you need is to be patient. If fear of failure causes anxiety, and if you already have tried some of the ideas that I shared with you and you had no results, and if you want to help your child not to fear stepping outside his comfort zone, I can help you. If you want to know how I can help your child create confidence so that he can step outside his comfort zone, move through fear and anxiety, then I invite you to book a free discovery call with me. Now, these were my ideas. All you need is to be patient. They work, but you need to be patient. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video.